So we covered the basics of what this is. I went into a little bit of detail of, you know, pretty much all the parts, how much you can get it for, you know, different versions that they sell. So now it's time to actually set it up, because although it looks very nice, I want to use it. So let's get into it. So this is a 2mm hex driver that you can buy online. You know, yeah, you can get the whole set. They're about $19.99 if you buy them from Amazon, and $9.99 if you get it from eBay. Just type in hex driver set and you'll find them. And if I can, I'll link the description. I'll put the link in the description below. Let me get my trusty tweezers. Let's see. What is holding you down? Okay, so we got the top part off. We're gonna unplug. Well, actually, no, we're gonna keep it as is. No reason to unplug it, because everything's kind of just tied in there. Okay, so let me just adjust these, because these actually became loose when I was trying to remove it. I'm gonna take it off later and just put some thread locker on it. That's why it doesn't come off again for no reason. Okay. So here's the camera I was talking about, the FS. No, this is the HS177. There are no markings on the back of it whatsoever. Just one connector, 3 wires, red, black, and yellow. Red is positive, black is negative, and the yellow is live in the actual video feed, the analog video feed. So we're going to put that in its original spot. Okay, because we don't need to do anything with there. So it actually comes with these 2 nice fences, so to speak, right? You know, fences or walls, whatever you want to call it. And this is also made of carbon fiber. One on one side, one on the other side. This is actually very useful, like if you're flying and you crash into a dirt or something, or you're flying in a field, you won't get grass and all the other stuff in there. So you want to keep it, you want to take it off, up to you. It's not going to make the quad, it probably will not make the quad fly faster anyway, so you're not going to see any real performance difference there. Alright, so if you look here, so this is the actual flight controller. This is where the receiver plugs into, the main port. You have the power distribution board is right on the bottom there, or underneath. As you can see, all the little connections in there. Many rails. Yeah, these are secured with nylon nuts and spacers. That's pretty much it. You know, obviously got your ESCs. So the power for the ESCs, the power that comes in from the battery, all of that runs to the power distribution board, and then from the power distribution board we get power into the actual flight controller. So, which only needs about 3 to 5 volts to function. Yeah, so let's hook up my receiver to this. I'm going to put the camera back in its original place. So, my receiver is currently installed on this quadcopter. So what is this, you would ask? This is the Wakara Rodeo 150. That's something I had for some time, and that I've been modifying and crashing a lot. So very nice quad, flies great, runs clean flight as well, very stable. Custom flight controller. I had to rebuild this thing a few times. Not the best on the repair part, and I lost a radio that came in with originally. So what I did is actually I hooked up that FR Sky receiver that is currently paired with my 3DR Iris controller, and just been using on here because it's been going great. So because I don't fly this quad much anymore, and I'm actually going to rebuild this into a 3D printed frame, I'm just going to take it off for now, and then get a smaller FR Sky receiver that I'm going to put in there into the new frame. And it's going to be a nice tight little build, so it'll be something that I could just keep in the car and fly around whenever. You can never have too many quads. So I'm just going to unplug it. So this is actually connected right now to pin 1, which is the very top one. Well, channel 1. And because there's currently a jumper here installed on, that's shorting out pins 4 and 3 for the channels, this is allowing it to run on the PPM connection instead of the PWM, because on PWM you have to use every single port has to be connected to the flight controller. This saves you a lot of space, less clutter in your wires, and I believe it's also faster. So we're just going to unplug it for now. So here is the whole layout. The white wire that's coming out of here is the signal cable, is the signal wire for the PPM signal. Red is your positive, black is your ground. So we're going to pull that out. We're going to put the rodeo away, and we're going to plug in the connector from the Eachine Wizzard into my FR Sky receiver. So just like I did pin 1 as well. Again, PPM, power, and then ground. We're going to take that, and I think what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to have to open this back up later, but for now I just want to start tuning this and actually see if it starts up, because then I'm going to break it down a little bit more and set up a buzzer in there, set up the actual battery voltage monitoring. No current monitoring yet, but we'll get to that at some point. Okay. Gonna close this on top. It looks nice in there. So I think what I'm gonna do is just zip tie it underneath there, and then bring out the antennas. Let's see, would that work? Oh, look at that! Look at that! Good job, guys. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna feed it through these holes here. 1, and then 2. I'm going to fish it out through the front ones. Okay. Oh, well, that's very ridiculous. Really? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. So, screw it, I'll just have to do it this way then. So aligning the whole frame is a bit challenging because you have to make sure that every single one of these parts of the frame go into the slots that they were meant to be used with. So that kind of sucks. But if you're gonna start opening and, you know, taking it apart and putting it back together, this will be definitely something you'll just get used to if you decide to keep the side frames, because they do seem to be causing a bit of a challenge. So I was able to pair my FR-Sky D4R2 receiver with my radio, and I was able to set up in beta flight already. Yeah, so now we can actually test the motors. You can actually see how it is. So I'm going to arm the quad. So the way you do that is take the throttle stick and then yaw it to the right. And you want to disable, do the same thing to the left. So we're going to do that right now. And armed. This quad sounds super responsive. I can't wait to take it for a test flight. So check it out in the next segment of the video.